Aloha and welcome to today's session, East-West Center Funding and Education Programs. My name is Kristen Connors and I work in UH Manoa's Graduate Division. I'll be your moderator and assisting with technical support for today. We will save time at the end of the presentation for open questions and answers, but feel free to put your questions in the Q&A box throughout the presentation and we'll get to as many as possible. We're excited today to partner with our affiliates from the East-West Center. Joining us are East-West Center's Dean of Education Programs, along with their fellowship, scholarship, and program staff. So you can learn more about the various funding and educational opportunities available for graduate students. Opportunities are available to both current and prospective graduate students from around the world who are pursuing academic degrees at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. To get us started, I would like to invite our lead panelists, Ann Hartman, Dean of Education Programs at the East-West Center. Ann?
Thank you, Kristen. Aloha mai kakou, everyone, and welcome to today's session. We are delighted to be able to share information with you today about opportunities at the East-West Center for graduate students. So as Kristen said, my name is Ann Hartman, and I am Dean of the Education Program here at the East-West Center. I am joined today by my colleagues listed here, along with one of our students to share information and answer your questions. As Kristen mentioned, we'll answer them as we can in the Q&A. So this is our agenda for today's session. We're going to share a little bit about the East-West Center as a whole, and then about the education program, the scholarships that we have on offer, and the affiliation programs. And then we will open it up to your questions. And we are putting up this QR code so that you can take a minute to join our mailing list before we move on. So encourage you to scan this and sign up for our mailing list so that you get all the information about reminders, about the application process, etc., and information that you can share. All right, we'll move back to this QR code at the end as well. So we'll jump into the next slide. I'll begin with a little bit of information about the East-West Center, which was founded in 1960 by an act of Congress. It is a national public nonprofit institution that focuses on issues and relations in the Indo-Asia-Pacific region, stretching from Iran and Afghanistan in West Asia to the Pacific Islands, including Australia and New Zealand, and the United States. As mentioned, we were established by an act of the U.S. Congress with a mission of promoting better understanding and relations among the people and nations of the United States, Asia, and the Pacific through cooperative study, research, and dialogue. Our major programmatic areas are research, education program, which is what we do, professional development, short-term leadership and professional development programs. We have a special focus on the Pacific Islands. We have an office in Washington, D.C. that works with our policymakers there. And we have a 21-acre campus here in Honolulu featuring research, residential, and international conference facilities. It's adjacent to the University of Hawaii at Manoa, but we are not part of the university. The East-West Center and the university are separate institutions that work closely together, as we are doing today, and that complement one another. So East-West Center students are all graduate students at the University of Hawaii. Next slide. In summer 2025, the East-West Center got a new president, Celeste Connors, and she has set an exciting new direction for our areas of focus and to meet the needs as expressed to her by leaders across the Indo-Pacific region. She has been out at senior leader meetings trying to learn from the region what things they would like to see the East-West Center be focused on. So under the broad umbrella of economic security, defined as seen on the slide here, she is looking for the East-West Center to be a hub for bringing regional leaders together around these four areas: national security through a Pacific lens, which means to really understand what the Pacific Islands want and how they see their own national security, and to be able to express that both to the United States and across the region. U.S. Investment Summit with the Indo-Pacific. Looking at APEC. APEC is hosted this year by China, and looking at ways to supplement and complement that with some Track 2 APEC initiatives here at the center. Finally, an Economic Security Defense Forum. Again, really trying to think about the ways that economic security, prosperity for everyone can be enhanced throughout the Indo-Pacific region. So these are just some of the exciting initiatives that are coming up, we hope, this year at the center, and that will be part of the work that we do and that students can become part of and contribute to. Next slide. So the East West Center's rich history is reflected in our beautiful grounds and the buildings of our Honolulu campus, which will become part of your home as members of the East West Center. You also become part of a research institute of recognized excellence, and you join an alumni network of more than 65,000 with active members and chapters spread across Asia, the Pacific, and the United States. Next slide. Students have been part of our East West Center since its founding in 1960 and are at the core of our mission. Our center was built with a dormitory and a student center. Those were the first two buildings on our 21-acre campus, which really highlights the emphasis on bringing students and scholars from Asia and the Pacific together to study, learn, live, and work here at the East West Center to form relationships and become the next generation of leaders. Next slide. Since seeing is better than hearing from us, I would like to share this video that was put together by one of our own graduate students who also happened to be a professional filmmaker and was pursuing his master's degree in communications here. So we're delighted to have our students themselves share about their experience in their own words.
The East West Center fosters regional capacity and expertise by supporting graduate studies at the University of Hawaii while providing a dynamic living and learning community. The education program offers scholarships and affiliation opportunities to graduate students worldwide who share a commitment to enhancing relations between the peoples of the United States, Asia, and the Pacific. Designed to equip the next generation of leaders with cultural and technical expertise, the education program cultivates a shared sense of community and mutual understanding vital for addressing today's global challenges. Let's explore how students from over 40 countries, 30 U.S. states, and 90 academic disciplines learn, lead, and live together.
My name is Priscilla Wong, and I am a graduate degree fellow at the East West Center. I'm originally from Taiwan, and I am getting my master's degree in learning design and technology in the education department. I think that the East West Center is just such a unique community. Everybody comes from such diverse areas of life. A lot of people are international students, and so part of what I'm trying to do in grad school is to learn more about the world. So I got to know a lot of the people around my community and learn more about the world through them. The East West Center offered me so many opportunities to build up my leadership skills. Through one of my leadership initiatives as co-president of EWCPA, I hosted a beach cleanup with a yoga session. Got a chance to host so many community engagement activities. Through Lunar New Year celebration, Eid celebration, and all of these other amazing events, people from diverse communities came together, learned more about one another, and made new friends.
My name is Fiorenzo Tonkin, and I am from the Solomon Islands. I'm doing a master's in nutrition sciences. At the East West Center, I am under a scholarship that is known as the United States South Pacific Scholarship. When East West Center creates all these programs, such as the Community Building Institute, which is the first orientation program that happens when students come in for a new semester. And in that program, you learn a lot of things. There are guest speakers that come in, you learn about Hawaii, and you learn about other students, what they are doing as well. Sometimes my Pacific friends and we spend weekends just doing talk story in Halehalawai, and all of that, it helps with, balancing out your school life, your student life, and also you as a person just trying to get through each day.
My name is Mustafa Sherzad and I'm from Afghanistan. I am doing my MA degree in economics at University of Hawaii at Manoa. And I am also a graduate degree fellow with the East West Center. Living at East West Center facilities, it just enables you to increase your awareness and knowledge about different cultures. One of the unique characteristics of living at Hale Manoa is the shared dining area or shared kitchen area, where students come there, they cook together, they eat together. And that's actually the time that you can actually meet different people and you can make a community. This funding opportunity enables students from less developed countries actually to come and pursue their goals and go back to their own countries and make change over there.
East West Center is a place to look forward to. It's a place where you learn, a place where you grow. I can make better relationships. I can connect with others better just because of the experiences that I've lived here and I've gone through at the East West Center.
There's truly no other place like this.
Through cultural exchange, professional development, and place-based learning, the center enhances individual and regional capacity, fostering lifelong relationships and connecting a vibrant network of leaders committed to positive change for our region and the world.
We all just like to take that in when we finish it. We hope you enjoyed that and got to see a little bit of what life is like here at the East West Center as part of the education program and part of this really amazing community that we have here of students from all across the Indo-Pacific region of the world. Yeah, so just to highlight that we see our mission in the education program as one to prepare the next generation, which is all of you, everyone here getting master's degrees, to be able to address the complex challenges facing our region and the world. We do this by providing support for UH Manoa graduate students to achieve their academic expertise through master's and PhD degrees, and by offering an overlay of intellectual, social, cultural, and professional development activities to enhance understanding and problem solving across disciplinary and national boundaries. We also provide a platform for students to develop leadership skills and build relationships and networks that will enable them to make a difference in their home countries and beyond. So some of the key elements of the experience that you saw there in that video include, next slide, the residential experience of living in our two really well-located housing facilities where students share kitchens and experiences and find a sense of community and support. Next slide. Another element is being part of a dynamic and diverse community, as you heard our students mention there, with students from more than 40 countries and from 80 different academic disciplines, from soil science to economics to second language studies to dance and everything in between. Next slide. So in addition, again, as many of the students mentioned, the center provides an overlay of programming to help students build these relationships, learn more about Hawaii and the Asia Pacific region, and establish a sense of community. One of these activities is a Community Building Institute, which is a 2-week orientation that's required of all new students at the East West Center and really forms the foundation of the community building that our students will do throughout their time at the center. Next slide. Another core part of the East West Center experience and a core part of this community building is what we call the Exchange, a weekly 2-hour seminar series that is required in the first 2 semesters and features distinguished speakers dynamic performances, and engaging activities to connect students to one another and to the larger issues of the Indo-Pacific. Next slide. A yearly International Graduate Student Conference, one of the largest and most recognized of its kind, brings students from all over the globe to the center to share their research related to the Asia-Pacific. Next slide. In addition, the education program strongly supports an East-West Center Participants Association with elected board members who lead our community each year with exciting activities, community service projects, and advocacy. The East-West Center provides many opportunities, as you heard from these students, to build professional capacity and leadership. Almost all of the activities at the center are student-run and student-led, with teams of interns for activities such as the exchange, the Graduate Student Conference, and our board. Finally, I'll share just a couple of other opportunities for students at the East-West Center. We offer funding, next slide, for presenting your work at professional conferences or for your thesis-related field study. These are small travel grants, but they can supplement other funding that you are getting for this kind of travel. The center offers a rich environment beyond the student community and your academic development, with active programming here in Honolulu and across the region in the arts, research, professional development, and regional engagement, such as those big events that I mentioned earlier, but also many things. We have an arts program that is incredibly vibrant. Many students connect with that. So there are many opportunities to network and deepen your outlook, perspectives, and skills through the East-West Center. And we hope that you will join us. Next slide. There are a number of ways to become part of the East-West Center community, including fellowship, scholarship, and affiliation programs. As Kristen pointed out, some of these are accessible to current UHM students as well as incoming students. Today, we'll talk about our flagship scholarship, the Graduate Degree Fellowship, and our student affiliate program. So I will turn you over now to my colleague, Steve Bell, who will talk about the Graduate Degree Fellowship. Steve?
Thank you, Dean Ann. Can you go back one slide, Ben? Yeah, first is talking about the Graduate Degree Fellowship. It is our flagship program, and it does, there are a variety of different ways it's funded. U.S. government funding and also EWC private funding. I will be talking about the Hawaii Pacific Foundation and Ala Kaina a little bit later. Those are experiences that we have that fund research and activities for students whose graduate study research advances commitment, contribution to issues important to the Native Hawaiian community. And then later on, my colleague, Sophie, will be talking about student affiliate. Is that right, Sophie? Is that right? Yeah. Okay. So go ahead now, Ben. Okay. The Graduate Degree Fellowship. This program, these are the basic provisions here. That we have. We provide tuition and fees up to 2 academic years, full-time study. That would be, during the fall and spring, up to 4 semesters. We provide housing in our single dormitory here, a single room in the dormitory. 4 semesters of housing, so that's fall and spring for 2 years. A partial living stipend of up to $300 a month pre-tax for the 20 months that you will do that. That's fall and spring over 2 years. We do have supplemental financial aid available for those with demonstrated need. So together, that kind of comes out to a stipend package cumulatively pre-tax at $22,000. But that's just a dollar figure. The value of this is you're getting a fine experience, a U.S. degree from one of the best universities in the world, and a rich experience at the East-West Center, as you saw in the video, and you'll hear about later from one of our students who's with us today. All of those things, the value far exceeds that $22,000 you see there on the screen. Next slide, please. Who are our graduate degree fellows? They come from across the region, Asia, Indo-Pacific, across the US. They are focused on that particular region in their interests, in their background, in how they want to go forward in their lives, in their careers. They're all students with a service orientation. They want to make connection through community buildings, make a better world, goodwill across all of our lands, across all of our peoples. They really, really enjoy building their leadership, and we have ways they do that and make those connections. You could come from any field. You may be in nursing, you may be in the humanities, you may be in the hard sciences, you may be in the arts, you may be in other fields as well, social sciences. All of them are welcome in the graduate degree fellowship, and I hope that you will be here with us. We are looking, though, for people who are academically excellent with a capacity to make a difference. And those are the kind of the outlines of who makes a great graduate degree fellow. And please be the next one. Okay, next slide. These are the requirements. You must live on campus. As you saw in the video, live, learn, lead. Those things start by living. You go through our CBI, our Community Building Institute, the 2-week orientation onboarding program. That's where it all starts. You learn how to build community, you work together, and it all starts there. You participate in our exchange program, which is our seminar that goes for the first, at least a year in your first year, fall and spring. You do a year-long internship where you develop the skills and the community building proficiencies for professionally in our internship. You have obviously the service orientation with 45 hours a year, at least 45 hours. Many of our students far, far exceed that, but that's the baseline. You must be in good academic standing at the university where you'll be pursuing your master's or doctoral level studies. And then you'll meet with me and we'll work together to figure out what ways I can help you to find and match you to opportunities there that will help you in your career and in your studies. And after a year, we will evaluate how you're doing and hopefully we'll renew you for a second year. Next. Selection of the GDF is merit-based. We do not limit or focus our awards on particular departments. Instead, we're looking for wide representation from all fields as much as we can. We don't have any particular favor to any department. We do not also restrict GDS from getting other funding. You saw that the amount of funding we have, it will not necessarily cover everything. So we welcome you to get a TA-ship or a GA-ship, and many of our students do that. We are always looking for ways to cost share or collaborate with our partners at the university. Next slide. Yes, current students are eligible to apply, and many students do. And they already understand what the East West Center value is and why they want to be a part of it. And we welcome them here. International GDFs must be on a J-1 visa, or if you're on U.S. government funds, or on F-1 if on EWC private funds. So we'll get to those nitty-gritty questions, but first, apply by December 1. Let us have you join our community, and then we'll go from there. Be part of our residential program, live in residence. Please keep in mind that you must do an application both to the University of Hawaii and to the East West Center and be accepted into both. And laid out that we are adjacent, we are across the street from each other, we work together, we collaborate as much as we can, but we are independent organizations. So you must be apply and be accepted into both. And we'll go over those processes as we go. Next slide. Here are some of the deadlines. August, we're open. Started a couple months ago, and we've already got quite a lot of interest, but there's always room for many, many more. December 1 is our application due date. January 10th is when your additional documents must come in, your supplementary documents. This is just the GDF timeline at the East West Center. April 1 is when we will make our decisions and start communicating to our students that we want to join us for next year. Keep in mind, this is just the EWC timeline. You also have your University of Hawaii timeline you must abide by. Next slide. These are some of the information here about the supplemental materials that you must submit. Transcripts, essays, CV, letters of recommendation, all of that. Again, it must apply to both. You must have a passport, all of that for international applicants. Next slide. Learn more at that QR code. We will pause here so you have a chance to bring that up on your camera. Or just take a picture. Okay, let's go on to the next slide. I'm going to pass over to my good colleague, Sophie Sadu, to talk about the Student Affiliate Program. Welcome, Sophie.
Hey, mahalo, Steve, and hello, everybody. I now turn your attention to another opportunity for UH Manoa graduate students to join our East West Center community, the Student Affiliate Program. This application opens later on March 1st, but we want to put this on your radar now and let you know that you may apply for it regardless of whether you apply to other East West Center programs such as the GDF program. Next slide, please. This is our largest cohort program within the education program, comprised of UH Manoa graduate students from all over the world who are engaged in a wide range of academic disciplines, as Steve described with the GDFs as well. Our affiliates demonstrate a research interest or commitment to the Asia-Indo-Pacific region, along with strong academics and a passion for community building and student engagement within our robust East-West Center living and learning environment. And a unique aspect to this program is it enables participants to potentially live within our dormitories throughout the duration of their master's or PhD degree, so long as they maintain their regular East-West Center program requirements. So there's an annual renewal process within this program. It's a wonderful way for graduate students to receive peer support, mentorship, and to build a diverse community while working towards their degrees. And again, the timeline is we open on March 1st for the fall admission and close on May 15th. Next slide, please. So some of the benefits of the Student Affiliate Program. This is a non-scholarship program. However, I'll outline some of the major perks and benefits to being a student affiliate. One is affiliates receive discounted housing in our Hale Manoa dormitory on campus, where they reside along with our other program participants. They are fully integrated into our participant community and receive access to our facilities, including our Hale Halavai student gathering space, student lounges, study carrels, and more. Affiliates go through our 2-week Community Building Institute, as well as our 2-semester exchange program alongside all of our scholarship students, and they receive a variety of opportunity for leadership engagement, mentorship, networking, and service learning. Student affiliates often are rising leaders within our communities and go on to serve on our EWCPA board. They fulfill internships within the East-West Center. Though that's not a requirement, it is an opportunity for them, and serve as leaders within East-West Center and beyond. This program provides an excellent chance for graduate students who share a passion in the East-West Center mission to deepen and enhance their academic experience while at UHM and to develop lifelong networks and valuable life experience. Next slide, please. So I encourage you to take a picture of that, open that QR code there to learn more about the Student Affiliate Program. That will take you to our website, and that's where our application will be linked when it reopens in March. And feel free to reach out to us between now and then if you have any questions. Thank you. And I will turn it back to you, Steve.
I mentioned earlier when I spoke that we have a couple fellowships that focus on Native Hawaiian advancement. Those are privately funded through the Hawaii Pacific Foundation is one of them. The second comes from the Ala Kaina Foundation. Those have the same deadline as the Graduate Degree Fellowship of December 1, 2025, for study beginning next fall, 2026. Please take a chance to look at that application if you are a student with an interest in Hawaii or things that have to do with Native Hawaiian advancement or fields that are germane to that. This is a great opportunity, all privately funded, very, very nice package, and I hope that you will apply. Next slide. Okay, you saw a picture of Anita Aravena Krellin a minute ago asking a good question at one of our exchange sessions. Anita is here with us today. She is a second-year graduate degree fellow from Kansas City, Missouri. She is getting a master's in Asian International Affairs, did her internship at the East-West Fest last year. And you see there, she's also studied abroad. She's done internship in one of the private NGOs here in the city, the Pacific Forum, wants to go into international diplomacy. I am so glad that you were able to join us today, Anita, and we'd love to hear what your experience has been. So please unmute yourself and tell us all about your experiences.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you for the nice introduction. I have been very lucky and very happy to be a graduate degree fellow. I'm doing my second year, and it's been a great experience overall. I think the video really did a great job capturing what it feels like to be here, because it's just such a unique atmosphere, and you really just meet people from all over the world that expand your mind, your viewpoints. I'm currently doing Asian International Affairs, so I focus on China and the Korean Peninsula. But here, I got to meet people from the Pacific. I never met anybody from the Pacific before I got here. There's whole islands that I didn't consider in my studies. And for me, it's actually quite important because I study like China's like soft power. So China's doing a lot in the Pacific, and it's not really talked about that much. And I'm meeting people that are being affected by this. So it's very powerful to be able to really connect and talk with people from places that you're studying. I also would just share that the housing is great. The location's very convenient. You're pretty much like right on campus. And what Mustafa said in the video, like everybody does congregate in the kitchens and share. They share their foods, they share stories. It's very nice. And another thing I wanted to share is the volunteer portion of being here. So all students have to do volunteer hours. If you're a graduate degree fellow, you have to do more. And I actually really enjoy the volunteer hours because you have to engage with the East-West Center, but you also have to engage off campus. So you get to really learn about Hawaii and the community here, and you can choose to do volunteer hours that have to do with your major or your interests. So for example, I really enjoy being in nature and I don't know, just like getting my hands dirty and stuff. So I always like to do like farming, volunteering. So I go to North Shore and I help with a farm there. Yeah, I don't really know what else I should expand upon. You have to, as a GDF, you also have to do an internship, and I organized the East-West Fest last year. That's our only public-facing event. It is a really great chance to see kind of what the East-West Center is about, because we give the students an opportunity to showcase their cultures. So we have like all these booths set up at Union Center, and people can do games, quizzes, interactive activities, share like little snacks from their culture. They do dance performances, singing, instruments, showing their cultural attire. And since it's public, we invite people from all over to just come and experience it. It's very special. So I'm really happy with that I got to do my internship with the East West Best. So yeah, so I don't know if I should just let people ask me questions or what is the
Nita,
best way to.
thank you for that. Can you tell us a bit? I mentioned that you aspire for a career in international diplomacy. Can you talk a little bit more about that and how that has been moved forward, but also moved sideways and all kinds of other ways by your experiences here?
Yeah, so I think the East West Center is a really great place for me because we have people that have already been diplomats or like Hanukkah was a diplomat. And you're always like networking and meeting people in the field. So in Hawaii here we have like three main like institutes, I guess, that do like research in like security and like Asia Pacific stuff. So it's East West Center, Pacific Forum, where I did my internship last year, and then APCSS, which I'm hoping to do an internship there in the spring for my capstone. And these three institutions work together and they're always at the same events. It's a small island, so you get to really network and connect with people that can help you get an internship or help you find a job. So that's been really great. Just being here, I feel like I've been meeting so many people and networking and figuring out what I want to do. I think right now with the government shutdown, things are kind of on pause right now, but overall, I think I've been able to see a lot of people that I would consider like role models, and I get to meet and chat with them and really just figure out what I want to do. It's really easy to find like mentors here.
Thank you for that, Anita. Thank you for that. Okay, I'm sure there'll be questions coming your way as we go along. I'm going to turn it back to Kristen.
Thank you so much, Anita, for sharing about your experience with the East West Center. And really thank you to all our panelists today. So I'm sure that many of you have pressing questions regarding the information that was just shared. So let's open up the Q&A. If you have a question for our panelists, you can click the Q&A button. And as I mentioned, we'll get to as many of them as possible today. Okay, so the first question is, are certain graduate programs not eligible to apply?
Steve?
I think my head tells the answer right there. I'm nodding no.
Yeah, we should clarify, right? So obviously any differential in tuition for the professional programs at the university, like nursing or the law school or the business school, you know,
Right.
tuition amount that's given wouldn't cover that. So, you know, obviously those are additional
It's a
expenses.
general graduate.
Yeah, but no program or department is precluded from being part of the center.
Thank you. This next question is aligned with that. Maybe this is a question for Dean Ann. For students whose academic backgrounds may not directly be aligned with the emerging priorities you discussed, such as the economic security and security defense, how might they meaningfully position their work within these new strategic horizons?
Yeah, thank you for that question. It's a great question. These are new horizons. That's actually how we characterize them. I don't think everything underneath the center has to align with those horizons per se. We will certainly be looking for some students who may want to work and be part of those new initiatives and new directions of the center. And we encourage students to, you know, make that alignment as they think about their applications. But we also have foundation scholarships and other scholarships that might be looking for other specific areas or fields. And in general, we're trying to find students who bring a very broad set of perspectives and disciplines, especially if we're going to look at a challenge or an issue. We believe that having all the different disciplines in the room, whether it's the arts or culture studies or whatever, hard science, that all of that together is actually what makes the center the rich place that it is. So I encourage everyone to apply. We certainly will be, again, looking at we're excited about these new initiatives and the new horizons and excited to have our students be part of that. But there's a lot of stuff going on at the center in a lot of different areas that students can connect to beyond those.
Thank you. And we are actually receiving questions about different programs that are offered through UH Manoa. And so if you're interested and you haven't explored which degree program you would like to apply for, I'll post in the chat box one more time the link to our graduate division page, where you can find information about the different graduate degrees offered through our institution, as well as the process for applying. Okay, we have some questions about visas. So if they are a current UH Manoa graduate student on an F1 visa, can they still apply for an East West Center fellowship?
Yes, Steve or Kanika, do you want to jump in on that one?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. We welcome their application.
Then another visa question, if they previously held a J1 visa, they are now back in their home country for their tier 2-year home residency requirement. Can they apply for the East West Center fellowships?
Kanika, do you want to jump in on that?
Yes, you can still apply. Currently, the immigration rules allow you to pursue another non-immigrant visa. So if you're continuing on as an F1 or J1 student, that should be allowed.
Excellent. Now, another question for current UH Manoa graduate students. You mentioned that the fellowships and the funding support is for a 2-year period. So if they're already in their first year, can they only accept the fellowship for 1 year, or do they have to continue for the full 2 years?
Steve, do you want to take that?
Can I say that one again?
I think the question is if they're in their second year
Of a master's.
of a master's, yes.
Okay, yeah,
Or if
If you-
they're in their first year now, so next year will be their second year.
correct.
Can they
correct.
do the fellowship for just 1 year?
Correct, yes. And what happens there is, as you said, there's a yearly, as I said, actually, there's a yearly renewal. But if you're currently a student at the University of Hawaii in your master's level study, then you would get the scholarship for 1 year until you finish your degree.
And if you're just starting graduate school and you don't have a transcript yet, what should you do, as this is a requirement of the application?
Ben, you want to jump in?
Yeah, you can apply now if you're in your senior year of your undergraduate work, and then your application would be evaluated upon that current GPA, and then next spring into summer, before you enroll and register for UH coursework, you need to submit a completed transcript with proof of the conferred degree in order to register for graduate study at UH. But you can apply now for sure.
Excellent. And speaking of the application, what are the most important factors that you're looking at when you review applications?
Ben and Steve, do you want to jump in on that?
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, we are looking for a well-rounded student with strong interest on service, leadership capabilities, leadership interests. Their interests are aligned, or their background is aligned with the region, with a strong academic background, and from any discipline. So we're looking for that person with that good fit for the region, for the studies, for the center, as well as a strong academic background with strong references that demonstrate that.
Is there an age limit to apply for any of the opportunities you shared today?
No,
No age limit.
What about students who are offered a graduate assistantship or TA-ship? Can they hold those appointments concurrently with an East West Center fellowship? How does that work?
yes, absolutely, and many of them do. Anita, do you have one?
Yep, I do. I'm a GA for the Asian Studies Department, and I know lots of people here that also have GAs and TAs, so you can totally do both.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Another visa question. What about H-1B visa holders? Are they eligible to apply?
Monica, do you want to jump in on that? I don't know if you know the answer.
No, I'm sorry. I'd have to look into that more.
I do assume you would have to maybe go back home and then come back in as an F1 or a J1, but yeah, we'd have to look into it.
You should apply. You should, you have to apply. You miss the deadline, you can't even get in. So let us figure that out. But first, show your interest and show your candidacy, and then we'll figure that out from there.
Sorry, more questions about visas. I think people are just trying to understand how this works. So do you sponsor the J1 or F1 visa? Or can they choose to go on an F1 visa if they're accepted into a fellowship program?
Yeah, again, Kanika, why don't you jump in on that one?
So if I heard that correctly, you're asking if you would need to apply, if we would sponsor the J1. If you are
Yes.
the fellowship funded by U.S. government funds, you will, and we would let you know at the time of the offer. If your fellowship is entirely funded by private funding from the East West Center, then you would apply for the F1 visa.
With sponsorship from UH, right?
Yes.
We don't sponsor F1s at the East West Center.
Okay. Okay, this one's an interesting one. Okay, so someone is a full-time employee at UH, but they're applying to be in the MBA program at Scheidler. Are they eligible to apply?
My question is, the MBA program going to be resident?
You
Or
know,
is
that's
it
actually,
is it a low resident program, or is it the full 21 or 27 months, or?
that's actually another question people were asking is, what if their program is fully online or hybrid? Do you accept students into your
No.
fellowship programs or the student affiliate
It's a
programs?
residency program. It's an in-residence program. Yeah, that's partially why I was asking that. I will say this, though, we have had students in the GDF program. There was a picture of one earlier, who was full-time employee at University of Hawaii West Oahu campus, and had his classes as well in the evening. Yep. He lived on campus and would commute to his full-time job and then come back and take his classes here. But it was a full-time, it wasn't a low residency program. It was just, he was night and day working at work or working on his studies.
Yeah, and for more specifics on it, for both of our programs, we require that the student be enrolled full-time as a graduate student. So as long as their status is full-time enrolled or full-time equivalent, then that would meet our requirements. And going back to the hybrid or online program, again, if they're enrolled in, and I'm speaking for the student affiliate program here, if the student is enrolled in their full-time graduate program at UH Manoa, and it's a hybrid format, so long as they're with us in residence and enrolled full-time, that should count towards the requirement. So I would encourage them to go ahead and send in an application or send in contact us, and we can discuss their situation further.
Got it. Now, what about people who are applying for graduate certificate programs? Can they also apply for East West Center Fellowship?
No.
No, it's a master's or a doctoral degree or the equivalent.
Okay.
So we do have people who are, going for a JD. We've had people going for a MD. We've had people going for a Master's of Architecture, all of those things as well, MBA, but MPH, but it is not a certificate program.
What about for student affiliate? Can certificate, not graduate.
Same requirement there as well.
Okay, Got it.
Students could
Okay.
do a graduate certificate as an add-on to their master's or graduate degree program, and some do choose to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
and if you're in a
I
graduate-
know we only have 5 minutes left, but we have so many questions that are coming in. And someone actually would like to hear Anita's perspective. Anita, could you share what qualities or personal experience would you consider essential in an ideal graduate degree fellowship applicant? So from the student perspective, what do you think stood out?
Yeah, so what I noticed about me and my fellow GDFs is that we tend to have three things. We tend to have a history of some sort of engagement with our community. We like to give back or volunteer, be active. We really want to build community here. So if you have like proof of that on your application, I think that'd be great. We also tend to have leadership skills. I think this goes hand in hand with like the community building aspect. We like to be leaders in our environments. We like to lead discussions, dialogues, question things. So that's something I've noticed. And then the other thing I would say is most people have some sort of global experience or global mindset. You are going to be working with and living with people from all over the world. You need to know how to deal with disagreements, different cultural ideas. You need to have compassion, good listening skills. So I think those are the main things that they're looking for.
Thank you so much. And I just want to squeeze in two last questions because I know this gets asked all the time about dependents. So if they are married, they have a partner, can their partner live in the East West Center housing with them? But then if they have children who are dependents, I think you mentioned they cannot. And how does that work?
Yeah, very quickly, I'll just say spouses would be welcome to live in the dorms with the participant. And if they have dependent children, we are not able to accommodate children in the dormitory. So they would just get what we call a portable housing stipend and would find housing off campus. But they are certainly eligible for the scholarship in the same way. Steve?
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Do you assist in locating housing off campus?
Yeah. Students would, the student community is very helpful. We don't take responsibility for identifying and helping to find housing off campus.
Got it. Okay. And really important, what are the next steps or the action plans after they submit their application?
Ben, do you want to jump in on that?
Sure. So the deadline again is December 1st. And during that time, you could also think about getting your official transcripts, IELTS or TOEFL if you're an international student, and letters of recommendation. Be sure to remind your referees to get their letters in and contact us if you have any questions. And all those supplemental documents due by January 10th, because then we start to confer with our UH colleagues and start the evaluation process. So, and also contact us if you have any questions about your status or anything missing or questions about formats and all that.
Yeah. I'm going to ask my colleagues at the East West Center if someone could please add to the chat box a contact for people to reach out to, because I know we had a number of questions. The panelists were wonderful. If we didn't ask your question out loud and answer it on the webinar, many of the panelists were answering your questions in the Q&A box. So please check the Q&A box to see if someone responded directly to you. Otherwise, as Ben posted in the chat box, you can email scholarships@eastwestcenter.org if you have questions. But thank you so much to our panelists for sharing all the information and the amazing opportunities that are available through the East West Center. Mahalo to the numerous attendees joining us today and who will be watching the video as well. We hope that today's session piqued your interest in the East West Center programs and opportunities and the University of Hawaii at Manoa. Before logging off, I did include a link to our evaluation, which will also be emailed out to you. Please click that link and we look forward to receiving your feedback. Mahalo for attending. This concludes our session.
Thank you, Kristen. And thank you all for joining us today.